dominant. Hey girl, you're my. Hey girl, you're my sunshine.
What is up, guys? I am back with another video, and today I'm gonna be telling you guys about my Prettymuch experience, meeting Prettymuch, how I met them, why I met them. That was like the best day of my whole entire life. Literally, it was amazing. 10 out of 10, okay? I'm just gonna jump right into it because I have a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna be talking a lot and probably fast because that's how I talk. So I've been supporting Prettymuch since probably early last year, sometime around there. And you guys know that I went to the Jack and Jack tour, and that was Olivia O'Brien's first show back. So Prettymuch was on tour with Jack and Jack until they weren't. They did a couple shows with them, and then Olivia O'Brien jumped back on the tour again. So the show that I went to, that was her first show back, so Prettymuch didn't perform. So I was like, okay, darn. But then, like a month or so ago, I think it was around there, maybe a little more than a month, I'm not sure, Prettymuch announced that they were going on tour with Khalid. And I was like, Khalid has to be here, like he has to. And then I saw the dates. This picture Prettymuch posted of the dates that they were going to be opening up for him. And I don't know if you saw, but the Arizona date is not there. And I went to Khalid's page, and Khalid is, or was gonna be here. So I was like, okay, question mark. Me and Haley were really confused because I got Haley to stan them just as much as I do. So, you know. Then probably about a week or so before the tour started, Prettymuch had posted a video talking about the Pretty Pack. And if you guys don't know what the Pretty Pack is, it's basically this box of things, unreleased music. You know, they have little USB drives of unreleased music, pictures that they haven't released, like a whole bunch of unreleased stuff, unseen material. Basically, they said in every US tour city we're going to be giving out a Pretty Pack. Stay tuned for hints, clues in your tour city or whatever. So I was like, what? Like, they're not coming here, but it says every US tour city. Arizona is part of the tour, and they have to be here to give a Pretty Pack out at the Arizona show. I was really confused, and I text Haley and I'm like, bro, they're gonna be here, like, are they gonna be here, like, what's going on? And I went on Twitter, you know, to like research it and see if they were actually going to be here or not. There were a few other people wondering the same thing that I was wondering, so I was tweeting them, and I was trying to tweet them and be like, hey, are y'all coming to the Arizona show? And I was DMing them because sometimes they look at their DMs, and I thought, why not, like, I give it a try. I've been DMing Brandon like every day for the past 8 months. We're not gonna talk about it, okay? But there was no response. They hadn't spoke about it, nothing like that. When I saw that they weren't gonna be here, I was like, okay, you know, it's fine. Haley and I probably wouldn't have been able to afford the $50 tickets anyways. I get it, it's only 50 bucks, but still, we probably wouldn't have been able to afford them anyways. So I was a little bummed because they weren't gonna be here, but also not because would I have really been able to buy tickets? I don't know. That's kind of like what led up to all of that. Khalid had posted the picture of his tour dates, and he said he was going to be in Arizona, so I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I really have no idea. Okay, Khalid was going to be here on May 11th. That's a Friday. And that whole week I was like really on edge. I was hoping that they would say something. You know, they had been on tour for like maybe 5 shows, and I was hoping that they would say something about, you know, we're going to be in Arizona or something, but there was nothing. They hadn't said anything. They hadn't tweeted anything. No hints, no anything. So that Friday finally rolls around, and the whole entire day I'm really on edge because I'm like, Khalid is here, like Khalid is definitely here. And I was at school. My school gets out at 2:15, so around 2:15ish I'm like hanging out like kind of by the library or whatever, and 2:30 comes, still nothing. 2:45 hits, and I'm sitting there talking to Erin, and she's like talking to me about something important like going on in her life, I don't know, but I'm like, pause, hold on, Nick just posted something on his Instagram story. And I put my headphones in and I'm like, shut up, Aaron, like I'm doing something. And I was like, this is literally life or death, like be quiet please. So I click on it, and he's like, it's effing hot out here, like what's up Arizona? And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what is going on? Like, this is not happening right now, because I didn't have a ride, I didn't have tickets, I was not prepared for this thing. I was looking like a hot mess, like I just gone through school. It was gross. So I was like, Erin, I need a minute to compose myself. I was screaming, I started crying, like I was having a mental breakdown. And then I called Haley and I'm like, bro, they're literally here, what are we gonna do? I don't know what's going on. I freaked out for like 15 minutes until Erin's dad got there, and I was like, Wayne, please, I'm begging you, like take me and Haley to Rawhide later, please. And he's like, well, what am I gonna get out of it? And I'm like still on the phone with Haley, and she's trying to talk to him, and I'm like, and she's like, I'll go to softball practice on Monday, like I promise I will. And I was like, dude, if you do this, I'll go to practice on Monday, because I'm lazy. So he's like, if you guys don't find a ride, hit me up and I'll take you. And I was like, okay, bet. So I didn't know what was gonna happen from there, and I was excited because at least I had one person that would take us if no one else did. And I know a lot of people that drive in my family, like everybody drives, right? I had a lot of people to talk to, but I hadn't yet because I had literally just found out the news, and I was crying to Haley for 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, Wayne, great. Like my dad had just gotten to school to pick me up at like 3 o'clock. My dad gets there and we go pick up Kaylani because she gets out at 3:05. Got in the car and I'm like, Dad, I am having a mental breakdown. Like this is not okay. And he's like, what's wrong? And I tell him the whole entire story about the Pretty Pack and them not having the date and all of that stuff. And I was like, Dad, I need to go. Like I need to go. And we pick up Kaylani and I'm like, Kaylani, they're here, because Kaylani knows I've been stressing to her of all people for the past month. And I was like, they're here, Kaylani, like they're really here, like I need to go right now. And then my dad has the great idea. He's like, Kaylani, do you want to go? And Kaylani's like, yeah, I want to go. And I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe, awesome. And then my dad's like, Kaylani, call your mom, see if she can take you. I was like, yeah, no, let's not call Amber, because my plan when I was to go there, my plan was to wait outside, because I know that pretty much they come out, well, I'm saying like pretty much as in the band, they come out and talk to fans and like meet them. I was just looking to wait so that I could meet them, whether that was wait until 11 o'clock at night or, you know, just sit outside and listen to the music. Like I was ready to wait in the 100-degree weather for hours, which is exactly what we did. But I was like, yeah, Kaylani, let's not call your mom, because I know how Amber is and she thinks it's stupid to get to like the concert a couple hours early, you know, to get in line ahead, you know, she just thinks it's dumb. And Kaylani's like, oh, too late, already calling her. So she already dialed her mom, and her mom was like, hey, what's up? And Kaylani's like, well, Brianna wants to. And I'm like, wait, that's not, no, I didn't say to call your mom. And Kaylani's like, well, me and Brianna. And I was like, hey, wait, okay, this was your idea. And she's like, okay, well, I want to go with Brianna to Rawhide, can you take us? And her mom's like, and Amber's like, what are you talking about? Like, why do you want to go there? And I was like, Kaylani, just give me the phone. So I was talking to Amber and I was like, Prettymuch is here, they're at Rawhide, I need to go right now, like we need to leave, like I need to go to Rawhide. And she's like, why? What do you plan to do out there? You didn't get tickets. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm planning to wait outside for them for hours until they come outside to meet us. And she's like, that's stupid, like why would you do that? That's so pointless, you know, you're just gonna waste your time, blah 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 blah. And keep in mind, like I said, it was a Friday, so I was like, it wouldn't really be a waste of time because it's, you know, it's Friday and it's Friday night, so you know, it's not really a waste of time. I don't have anything else to do on Friday. So me and Amber just kind of talked for like 10 minutes like on the way home, and I was like, Amber, I need to go, like and Amber was ready to buy us tickets, but by this time, you know, it's the day of, so tickets are a little bit more expensive. So she's like, I was like, I'm not gonna make you buy us tickets, like I that's not what I called you for, you know, I didn't call you, like it wasn't my idea to call you. And I guess since I was like really frantic and like I was on edge, you know, I was like shaking, literally crying still, I guess it sounded rude, and I said it because I kind of like yelled it at her. She's like, you want something from me, like don't be talking to me that way, like if you're just gonna talk to me that way, then like I won't take you. And I was like, wait, so does that mean you're gonna take us? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just like really on edge right now. And she's like, I'll be there like after work at 6 o'clock or whatever. And I was like, okay, awesome, like that's great, like thank you so much, like blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah, whatever, I gotta talk to Scuba first. And then she hangs up, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at telling stories, you guys know that, but like I'm gonna, yeah, okay. So we get home and my mom is there because she's always here when we get home. I was like, Mom, they're here, like Prettymuch is here. Like I explained everything to her, I explained the whole entire thing leading up to now, or leading up to then, like when I got home. And she's like, well, actually, I don't think I'm gonna go back to work because Tony said I didn't have to. And I'm like, wait, you're not going back to work? And after I had gotten off the phone with Amber, I text Haley and I was like, Amber's gonna take us, like at 6 or whatever. And Haley's like, well, I'm getting ready, I'm almost ready now. And I was like, okay, great. So I was like, Mom, can you take us? Like you're not going back to work, like can we go like right now? And she's like, I guess, like yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, what? Like my, what? Like this is actually like, what? So I took Rogue out, took Leo out, fed them, you know, I was like rushing around everywhere. By that time my face was all red and sweaty, so I went and like I washed my face, and then like I kind of washed my arms and like my legs, and like kind of took a shower but like didn't. And then I went and I changed into something completely different because I always go to school looking like a scrub, and I didn't want to look like the scrub when I was meeting Pretty Much. So we go pick up Haley, and then we were going to Rawhide. And when we get there, there's like a okay, so I'm gonna try and explain this to you as best as I can. I might draw you a picture, but I don't have a pen. I can't draw you a picture. Never mind. Basically, there was a parent drop-off area like over here, and a fence. My hand right here, pretend this is a fence, okay? And here's another fence right here, like behind. And then this little area right here is the parent drop-off area. And then on this side of the fence is like where all the venue people go, like where the tour buses were and where all the important people go, like the radio shows or the radio booths and stuff. So we weren't allowed on this side. We were not allowed on this side, obviously. At the end of the fence, like the fence didn't go all the way, like there was an end to it because there was a road in front of it. So at the end of the fence there was a security guard standing right there, and then there was security standing at the parent drop-off. So my mom had driven us through the parent drop-off, dropped us off, and at the corner, okay, so like the fence was like this, remember how I said? Okay, so at the corner of the fence there was 2 tour buses on the other side, and there were a whole bunch of fans, maybe like 20 fans waiting right there. And those were all Pretty Much fans. Those weren't the people that were there for Khalid. They were the people there waiting and had the exact same idea as us, waiting to meet Pretty Much. And the 2 tour buses that were on the other side of that fence were not Pretty Much's tour buses. And so my mom drops us off and we're kind of just chilling right there. And then the security guard with this like giant mohawk, like looking like he came out of like some spy movie, like spy glasses and like a mohawk and combat boots, like he, so dumb, okay? It was like cliche and stereotypical, like it was weird. And he comes out and he's like, you guys cannot be here, like you need to leave right now. This is not where you wait, go get in line. And we're just like, okay. So all of those fans that were waiting there, like the 20 people, kind of walk away, and there's another line, like, so the parent drop-off area was maybe like 200 feet from the actual line that the people were waiting in for Khalid. So they go like that way, and we're standing right there because my mom had gone to go get us waters and gum and stuff. While we were standing right there, the security guard was like, I thought I told you guys to leave, we're gonna kick you off the premises. And then we're like, dude, calm down, like I'm waiting for my mom, she's bringing me something. And he's like, okay, whatever, just leave. And he like leaves. So we stand there waiting for my mom. My mom gives us water and all that good stuff. And I had cash, like I had a lot of money, and the whole entire time, like we were waiting, like as the time kept ticking on, I was like contemplating, like, would I have enough money to buy us tickets to get us in there? But I'm not sure if they were like selling tickets still. So I just kind of like pushed that thought aside. For probably around 5-ish hours, we were waiting around and just walking back and forth. And in that like 5 hours that we were waiting, the line for Khalid, like the line to get in, was so long, like so unbelievably long. I had never seen that many people like in my life, except for like at the Dolan twins, but I think there was even more people here for Khalid. They were waiting along like another fence. Like there was like the parking lot, and they were waiting along another fence, and the line just kept going on and on and on. Like I didn't even see an end to the line. And Haley knew like the Rawhide event center because she had been there a couple times, and the fence was just like any normal like outdoor fence. Like it wasn't like a literal wall, it was like a fence that you could like see through. I had thought that the concert was going to be inside the actual event center, like this giant like tent kind of thing, but it was actually going to be outside, and the stage was facing the fence. So I was like, dude, this is like so awesome because we get to sit here and like we get to listen to the music. Like this is awesome, this is gonna pay off. Like we get to listen to the music and we get to sit here and like we can see them. Like it's pretty far from the fence, but like we can see them, so it's gonna be awesome. And we're like so excited. The whole time we're waiting, we're just like walking back and forth because we don't really have a purpose. Like we don't need to wait in line, because why would we wait in line? Like we don't have tickets. So we were just like sitting on the sidewalk and getting up and moving back to like kind of near the parent drop off, but like not that way. There was like the fence. So I don't really know how to explain it. I need to draw a picture. Okay, I'm gonna draw you guys a quick little picture to kind of explain this, because the fence situation was like really weird. So give me a second to draw this. Okay, I'm really bad at drawing, and this is just like a really quick sketch, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so this is gonna probably be really confusing, but this, okay, hold on, let it focus. Okay, this right here was the fence right here, right? This was the parent drop-off area, and this is like where the fence ended, and then there were the 2 tour buses like right here, and then there was another fence that like blocked that off. And this fence went all the way straight, like to, and it met up with the like the actual event center, like it connected. And this, on this side, was where you would like, where all the venue people were, and this is where Prettymuch's tour buses were, like right here. This is the event center and this is the stage, and this right here is the fence of where all the people were waiting, so like we could see the stage right there. This was the ticket booth, so like this is where the ticket booth was, where like people would go and collect their tickets, and then this is where people were entering, and there was like a sidewalk leading into the event center. So we were like I said, we were like walking back and forth, and then at like probably around 8, we were originally, so we had waited like right here, like by the entrance, but like on the sidewalk by the entrance, and we had seen there's like a little alleyway back here, these 2 little lines, that's like an alleyway, and me and Haley had seen Edwin, and I was like, bro, that's Edwin, like he's wearing yellow, like I can tell his little bean head, like I can just tell, like that's Edwin. We saw Austin like walk out, like not out, but there was like a little area right there next to the tour buses, like a restroom or whatever that they would use, and we saw Austin like walk that way, and I'm like, bro, that's Austin. And then we see Nick and Zion, and I'm like, bro, this is actually them, like this is them, like they're here. I was like, dude, we need to like find a way to get their attention, and we didn't want to scream from where we were because there were girls there, and then like other Prettymuch fans, not saying that we were trying to be selfish, but like we didn't want to cause a huge scene and then them not come because there were so many people yelling, and then security would kick us out, you know, just like a big, like it would have just turned into something that it shouldn't have turned into. We were like, okay, let's go back to the parent drop off, and we can see the tour buses from there, and maybe they'll notice us from there. So we're there, and these 2 other girls are there, and they're like, are you guys here for Prettymuch? And I'm like, yes, we're here, like we don't have tickets. And they're like, we don't have tickets either, like we're just here. They were there doing the exact same thing that we were there for. They're like, hey, like let's just hang out together and we can like try and meet them now. And I was like, dude, we just saw Edwin and Austin and Zion and Nick, and they were all like hanging out at the alleyway, like on the other side of the, yeah, they understood because they were there, but you guys don't really understand because it's hard for me to talk to you about it. So they were like, oh my gosh, really? And then we see Edwin, like he's like talking to his phone, like we thought he was on the FaceTime with someone, and then they're like, Edwin just posted on his Instagram story, and I was like, okay, that's what he must have been doing. So he's posting on his Instagram story.
Sorry to apologize on behalf of Prettymuch while they're all getting ready, and say sorry that we couldn't do a Pretty Pack today. We literally are like in the middle of like a desert, and we can't get outside of the fairgrounds because they won't let us. And while we were trying to figure all that out, we had to figure out sound check and all the setting up for the stage and not having time, and then we ended up just not being able to do it at all. And I'm literally so sad because I know some people drove all the way out here to find that Pretty Pack, and we're literally like so sorry. And for those of you outside who are waiting and are wondering if we are performing tonight, we are at 8:30. We didn't even know that the dates weren't all set up until literally I hopped onto Twitter right now and figured out that people are wondering if we're performing or not. So it's just, today's just been a little bit of a mess, but for those of y'all waiting outside and can't get inside, we're gonna try to find y'all and say what's up at least, because that's the least that we can do. Hopefully they let us off the fairgrounds to see you guys, but I'm so sorry. We're so sorry. Every city we go to, we really always try to like meet at least some of the fans, whether it's 5 to 20 fans outside. We try our best, but this venue made it so difficult. But we're not gonna rest. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna find you guys and we're gonna say what's up, okay?
And then Haley, like you can like whistle when you grab like your bottom lip and you whistle like really loud, and Haley starts doing that. And then I was like, Haley, yell his name. And Haley goes, Edwin! And Edwin's like still on his phone at this point. Then he like turns around and he's like looking around, like he heard his name, and I was like, dude, he hears us. And then we're like sticking up our hands, you know, we're like we're calling Edwin, you know. Then he points at us and he like waves, right? I'm like, dude, like he saw us, like he knows we're here, like he knows that we exist.
I don't know where you are, but I heard somebody scream my name. Tell me, I want to know your name so I can scream it back. Who said my name? Nope. Okay, I don't know. Alright, we found him. We're right there. Bing!
Found us, like he knows that we're here, he knows that we're waiting, like he has to come out now, because like he knows. Like I've followed them for such a long time, like I know that they're genuine people and they're so nice. Like they wouldn't let us just like stand out there. They aren't gonna make us wait, like, you know, they're not like that. Probably like a minute or so after he waves, him and 2 other people start walking our way, and like I said, the tour bus was really far away. So me and Haley couldn't make out the faces of the people who were coming. We knew one of them was Edwin. We had seen another person standing next to him, and we knew it had to be like another bandmate. And so at first we had thought it was Brandon because we couldn't see from far away. It turned out to be Austin wearing a hat, and the reason I thought it was Brandon was because the hat was black and it was like backwards and we couldn't see the back, so he looked like he had black hair. So we had thought it was Brandon, so me and Haley were freaking out because Brandon's our fave. We love them all equally, you know, but like Brandon's our We were freaking out. We're like, oh my god, dude, that's Brandon. And then he got closer and I'm like squinting my eyes and I'm like, that's not Brandon, that's Austin. But like, oh my god, it's Austin, you know, like we were freaking out. So I have a video of them walking up to us. I'm gonna try and put it in. There are some things that like I want to be able to keep to myself, but like I'm gonna try and, you know, share it with you guys. And we're like freaking out. Like, they're so nice. When they had finally gotten up to us, like they were like 10 feet away from us, and we were like, hey, like what's up? And we're like talking, and they're like, hey, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Then they walk up to the fence and their manager's like, hey, I'm Mitch, and blah 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 blah. And there's obviously the fence still in between us, like we can't hug them. So we're just like putting our hands up to the fence, and Austin and Edwin, like they're giving us hand hugs. It's so cute. So we're standing there and we're like, dude, we've been out here for so long. Like, I'm so happy this happened. Like, you guys are amazing. You know, we're just talking to them for a little bit. I'll put in some of the video right now. Hi! Oh my god! Yeah, we've been waiting out here for a while. We've been waiting.
Sorry, I'm Mitch. Hi. I know you guys don't care about me. But we've been having security issues all day with the fairgrounds, so we really
Hand hugs. Well, we're like from here, like we're Native Americans and we live on the reservation, and we're like been waiting all day.
Yeah, they were out there talking to us for like 10 minutes. We didn't know if you guys were gonna come because
like,
you're Native American? Yeah. No, we've been having
we've been like waiting like since the tour dates, and we were like, are they coming to Arizona? So we didn't get to be, we weren't able to get to
like they're shaking. Brianna? Brianna, I like they're shaking.
Alright, you guys be here for a second. I'll be back in the moment.
Okay, cool.
So while they had stood there talking, you can kind of hear in the video that Mitch was like, you guys stay here, do the meet and greet, and then I'm gonna go make some calls. So he walks away, like away for a couple minutes, and we're sitting there, we're talking to them, and we're being nice. We're like holding their hands to the fence. It was like so cute. Oh my gosh, my heart is like hurting at like the memory. Okay. So it was just them two. It was just Austin and Edwin. Like, I was so freaking thankful to meet Austin and Edwin. Like, But I asked Edwin how he liked the heat, and this was his response. How do you guys like the heat?
I don't.
You don't? You don't? It was so cute. He's like, I don't. Like, it was so cute. Okay, I can't. I'm like fangirling right now. Okay, I can't like calm down. Okay, so Mitch comes back up, and we're probably like 5 minutes into our conversation with them, and he's like, unfortunately, they said we don't have any more tickets, but I'm gonna try and see what I can do, you know, which is so unbelievably nice. Like, I can't even believe that he would think of something like that. Like, it was so great. Like, it was so nice. And that's when Edwin jumps in and he's like, well, get their names, dude. Like, get their numbers. Like, get something down so that you can like try and so that you can contact them, so you can contact them after, like, you see if you can do anything. Like, get their numbers.
We're out of tickets, but I'm gonna ask if I can get more. I just don't know yet. I have no idea. Like, I'm asking.
We'll try.
You
want to take more? Y'all are.
Yeah. Let me take pictures.
No. I'm saying like grab like the numbers just in case.
Yeah. Actually, just give me your names just in case, and then somebody's number.
I like.
You guys are amazing.
Of course. Yeah.
So I was like, Edwin, thank you. You guys are so amazing. And he's like, honestly, it's like the least we can do. Like, you guys are amazing. Like, we love you for that. Like, we love you for standing out here. Like, we love you. And I'm like, oh, we love you. Like, I can't even express. Like, and then I was telling him about how I went to Jack and Jack, and it was Olivia O'Brien's first show back, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. And I went to Jack and Jack's tour, but it was like Olivia O'Brien's first show back, and I was like,
oh my gosh. No.
I cried.
That's actually sad. I'm so sorry.
And there was like this one point where Edwin was just like, he's like trying to talk, and he's like, he couldn't think about what he was trying to say, and he goes, I'm sorry, and then like adorable.
Sorry.
I feel it. I can't. My first thought, like when they had come up, I was like, oh my god, Edwin is so tiny. I just want to squeeze him. Like, he's so small. And I thought that usually when I meet people, like, I'm taller than them. I know if you guys have seen my Jack and Jack Fall 2017 tour vlog, then you know when I met like Johannes, I was like taller, and Johannes was like, yeah, you are tall, like, you know. So every time I meet someone, I'm really like, I'm used to being tall. And so when they were about to leave, they were like, do you guys want to get some pictures like before we go? And I was like, yes, like pictures, like let's do it. So I take Haley's pictures first. Here's Haley's picture. She's so cute, isn't she? I know, they're cute. They all are. Okay. I took Kaylani's picture next. I don't have Kaylani's picture on my phone because she wanted it on her iPhone 10 because hashtag quality pictures. So then we took my picture and I squatted down because I felt like I was way too tall, but in reality I wasn't, and it just looks like my legs are broken in the picture. So that's awesome. After that, they said goodbye, and when you're like waiting for something, there's a possibility that something exciting might happen and you're waiting. It feels like time is passing so slowly. After we met them, Kaylani called Amber and we were like, Amber, like we met them, like we just met 2 of them like just now. And their manager had told us that there was like a possibility for tickets, like blah blah blah. And I was texting my mom, I was like, Mom, like I just met them. And my mom was like, shut up, you're lying. And I'm like, no Mom, like I actually met them. The service was so bad, so like our pictures weren't going through, but I was like, Mom, this actually happened. And so Amber's like, we're kind of near like where you guys are. Do you want us to drop off some water? I'm like, yes, please drop off some water and chapstick because our lips were getting crusty because it was windy and dusty. That's how it is in Arizona. By 8, it was like 8:15 when she called. She was like, okay, we're at the Chevron because there's like a gas station like right next to Rawhide, but the traffic was so bad. There was like 300 cars like waiting in line in the drop off and to get into parking because the show or the doors opened at 8, so people were just like getting there. We had waited at that parent drop off for like a little while longer, me, Haley, Kaylani, and the 2 girls that we had met. So we were waiting. Haley's like, I gotta go to the bathroom like before we go in. And Kaylani's like, yeah, me too. And I was like, okay, Haley, please watch her, but take her with you. And Haley's like, okay, got it. They went to the porta potties that were by the ticket booth. I was waiting there with those girls and we were just talking. And I was like, I don't think my sister's gonna get here before 8:30. And Edwin had explained that they were gonna go on at 8:30.
And for those of you outside who are waiting and are wondering if we are performing tonight, we are at 8:30.
8:30 was getting closer. Edwin had told us they were going on at 8:30. It was like 8:20. The time was inching closer, but we still didn't have tickets yet. So I was like, Amber, you know what, like just wait, like it's, I mean, are you in line already? And they're like, yeah, we're kind of like on our way or whatever. Then like I said, we're still waiting at that parent drop off and we see like Mitch kind of walking away from the tour bus and we're like, is he coming over here? Like, is he not? Like, I'm not sure. So it takes him like 3 minutes to get from the tour bus like to our spot, and he's like, I just got done texting your guys' name to the guest list, so you can go and get those. Like, just tell him your names and tell him that like Mitch gave you tickets or whatever, and they'll give you tickets and you guys enjoy the show. And I was like, oh my goodness, like it's just actually like real, like you're messing with me. And he's like, no, I'm serious, like I just texted your guys' names. Give him a couple minutes because, you know, they have to process it and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, like I love you, like I love you, Mitch. And he's like, you guys, like don't worry about it, like enjoy the show, I'm happy we can help you, you know. And then he's like, I'll see you guys later, and then he leaves. And then Haley and Kaylani walk up, and or they're like walking still on the sidewalk, and I run to go find them, and I'm like, dude, we just got tickets, like they just texted our name. And I was like, Kaylani, call your mom and tell her like we got tickets and they don't have to worry about bringing us stuff. And we didn't have any more water. Like, keep in mind, we had been out of water for like 3 hours, but you know, whatever. We sprinted to the ticket booth and we found the guest list people. We didn't know how to explain this without sounding dumb. I was like, Mitch just texted our names to the guest list. He told us to come and get our tickets from here. And she's like, do you have IDs? And I had my ID, but Kaylani and Haley obviously don't have one. And I was like, no, but you know, Prettymuch themselves gave us the ticket. She's like, just tell me your names. And I was like, I'm Brianna Mix. And then and then they said like the rest of their names. And she's like, okay, yeah, your guys' names are here. And so she starts swiping these cards and I'm like, what? Like, I've never seen that before. So they were just tickets on a card, and I didn't know that. But she had swiped 5 of them, me, Haley, Kaylani, and then the 2 other girls. And then we, like, Usain bolted it to security. Security checked us, like, they patted us down and like looked through my fanny pack and stuff. And then we sprinted to the stage. But there were so many people there. I have this video to prove it. They literally look like cows, like you guys saw. They are literally cows. And so I had to we were trying to like run through and push through there. My mind was like so focused on getting to the front, I forgot I had Kaylani for like 2 seconds. And I was like, oh crap, Kaylani. And I turn around and Haley and Kaylani are behind me. and Haley's like, move, and she like moves me out of the way and she starts making her way up there. So we lose Haley, and Kaylani's like through a whole bunch of people. And I grabbed Kaylani and I'm like, get over here. And I was like, Kaylani, push. Like I put her in front of me so that I knew that I had her, you know, like she was fine with me, you know. So I was like trying to push her and she's like, I can't. Kaylani's the kind of person who doesn't like to push through, you know. So I accepted that, but there were a whole bunch of like tall people in front of us, and Kaylani's like a head shorter than me. So I was like, Kaylani, if you want to see, like, you gotta push, like, please, you gotta try. And she's like, I can't. And I was like, okay. And I'm pretty tall, I guess, but even on my tippy toes, like, I could barely see. I got videos because I used Kaylani's phone to like stick my hand up and record, so I was able to get videos and stuff. Their performance was amazing, let me just tell you that. Like, Prettymuch was freaking awesome. Like I said, we lost Haley and we didn't end up meeting back up with her until the end of their set. There were people in the crowd that were being very, very rude and hating on them, and it was terrible because we were standing there, and before Prettymuch had come out, people were shouting, Khalid, Khalid, Khalid. And I'm like, yo, you guys know that there are gonna be people opening up for them. Like, concerts never just throw out the main performer, you know? They always have someone opening, and I was like, those people are Prettymuch. And there was this guy, tall guy, and his tall girlfriend standing right next to us. And I was like, yo, like, they know that someone else is coming out before them, right? Prettymuch's, that sounds so weird to say. Their little, like, production thing, like with the lights and stuff, started going on, and people thought it was Khalid, so everyone had their phones out and everyone was trying to record. I was obviously recording, and Prettymuch comes out and people are like, are you serious? Like, at first they're kind of like yes, okay, kinda, like awkwardly, just, it was bad. And they had come out singing Teacher, and me and Kaylani were getting hype. Like, we were screaming the lyrics and we were yelling for them, and they couldn't see us because there were like maybe 4 or 5 people ahead of us. There were these giants, like literally giant people, like just standing in the middle of the friggin' crowd. So I feel bad for everyone behind them, not just us. But Prettymuch never saw like us in particular. I was like jumping and like trying to get my hands up, but no, they never saw us. But like, we were screaming the lyrics, and the people around us were like looking at, like, giving us dirty looks, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm here for this and nothing else. Like, shut up, okay, just like shut up. So then Brandon says, do we have any beans in the house? And like, we're like jumping and screaming and we're like getting hype, and everyone's looking at us dirty like they were before. And he's like, all right, like, I see you guys, I see you. And then he says, we call our fans the Beans because Brandon, Edwin, Austin, Nick, Zion, it's an acronym, like their acronym. And then everyone's quiet, and he's like, anyways,
how many beans we got in the house? Hey, I see y'all. So we call our fans the Beans because Brandon, Edwin, Austin, Nick, Zion. Acronym. Boom. Anyways, special. So this next song?
Yeah, so people were like just not getting hype for them. And it wasn't until they were about to sing Summer on You, and Brandon says,
so this next song, we had a little help from this guy, his name is Ed Sheeran. Anyways.
That's when people start going crazy, because people are like, oh, they must be relevant because Ed Sheeran helped them with the song. And like, that made me roll my eyes. Like, I was so done with these people. They were being so rude and disrespectful. Not Prettymuch, but like the people in the crowd. It was, oh, I felt so bad. Like, it was just, I was so disappointed in my people of Arizona. I was like, y'all are lame and rude, so, you know, Prettymuch deserved better than this. You know, it was just, it was bad. And then like, when they were like, we have one more song left, me and Kaylani were like, and everyone was like, yeah, like, they only have one more. It was just bad, okay? Like, I felt so bad. Like I said, their performance was so good. Like, it was so amazing. I cannot wait to see them again. Me and Haley and Kaylani will probably go again and to see just them. We're gonna meet them again by the end of this year. I need to, okay? That's a promise. Like, I'm going to meet them again. And this time I will bring my vlog camera. I didn't bring my camera last time because I didn't even think about it, but I will. After the show, we met back up with Haley, and we were like, dude, where'd you go? Like, we lost you. And she's like, I made it up all the way to the front, but I realized that you guys weren't there, so I walked all the way out of the crowd, and she couldn't find us, so then she just went back up to the front. So Haley was in the front like the whole entire time. Her phone was dead, so she didn't have videos, but I did. So I will throw in little clips and videos right now.
on days, clockwork, light work, homework. We don't take no breaks. What's up? You could be my teacher, you could be my boss, you could be my lover, you could be my car, maybe I can drive you anywhere you want. So you could be my teacher, you could be my boss, your favorite girl, you know some real shit. Everything we do is salacious. Meet me in your room or basement.
And after the concert, I was like, I don't know if we should get out, because like I was getting really claustrophobic and like I was sweating and I was like getting really on edge because of how many people were in the crowd. It was hot and I was just like, I was starting to have a panic attack. So we went and we bought water and Gatorade, and we almost sat down for a second. I wish we sat down, but we didn't. I was like, should we go out and back to the parent drop off, because they probably went back to their tour bus. And so once you leave, you can't come back in, and we left. So that's sadly where all the good part ends. But we go back to the parent drop off. We call my mom and I'm like, Mom, the show's over, Khalid's about to go on. Or Khalid didn't go on for like another hour actually, but I called my mom and she's like, well, just let me know when you want to leave. It's getting kind of late. And I'm like, Mom, it's 9 o'clock and it's Friday, but you know, whatever. So we stand there and we wait, and we're trying to like whistle at them because we see them at the tour bus and we see them hanging out outside. They never came and we didn't get to meet the rest of them, but I'm still so thankful that we were able to meet Edwin and Austin. Like, it was so amazing. Thank you so much to Mitch and Edwin and Austin, and pretty much just in general, for giving us tickets and putting on an amazing performance. It was so great. F you to the security guards, okay, because they were rude. They tried to kick us out like 18 times, but thank you guys so much. Really, this was honestly one of, like, not one of the best, like the best experience I've ever had at a concert ever, and a concert that I didn't have tickets to, that I didn't know what to expect. Like, it was so great. It was so amazing, and I'm so thankful. I'm like speechless because I still can't even think about that, like all of that actually happened. Like, it's insane. I went in there thinking like, oh, we're just gonna sit here and listen to music, like maybe we'll meet them because they come out. Like, I pretty much did end up going back in to the concert and meeting all the fans that were inside, but like I said, we walked out. We weren't allowed re-entry, so that's where this little story ends. But it was really great. I know I've said that a ton of times, but I genuinely do mean it. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about Prettymuch for 20 some odd minutes. I don't know how long it was. I don't know how long this video is. I know I filmed for like 45 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I enjoyed this experience, my experience. I hope you guys enjoyed my experience story. And the videos and pictures and everything. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Like the video, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you next.